Greetings, greetings, greetings. We are here in the lab. We're here in the lab. And this is Ron Tell That. And this is the first show of the year. This is the first show of the year. And we're supposed to have some guests. They may be joining us. So we just sent them a little shout out, a little shout out to Discover Black Savannah, Discover Black Savannah. We'll wait to see if they come on. But if not, then we got some other things we can go and celebrate and talk about that's right now that's pertinent to us with regards to history. Because again, part of Discover Black Savannah and with us in general on our Black media, what we deal with our story. Our story is important because guess what? Our story is tied to economics. It is tied absolutely to economics. It is tied to commodification, and that's the sad part to it. It's tied to commodification. That again, we see the exploitation. People like talk about other things being appropriated by us, but then guess what? We don't go and talk about some of the other things that's been exploited by us. And so on this day right here, on this day, you see January 8th, 1811, Charles Dessalines led the largest slave revolt in U.S. history. Yeah. And this is again part of history done at the Whitney Plantation. That's why folks tell you Whitney Plantation, one of the best places for you to go and see the story told from the African's perspective, not romanticized, but actualized. And so with that movement that happened January 8th, 1811, over 500 captive Africans marched towards New Orleans chanting, freedom or death, freedom or death. And that's why I tell folks, some of us, when we are discussing some of this right here, that's the same perspective that we have. Freedom or death is not for us, but it's for our people. So that's why they marched. And so what then occurred, the rebellion got suppressed January 11th near Destrin Plantation. So again, for 3 days, they were making their moves. They were traveling for 3 days. And again, they talk about it getting suppressed, and then it got repressive. It got repressive, so we throw it out there to you. And so this revolt, they say, was to destabilize captivity, and the scale was purposefully downplayed to protect those in power. We're going to discuss a little bit more about that. We're going to talk a little bit more about that and let y'all understand why that is important and relevant, because what they did to those Africans, again, the surviving leaders were executed and their heads displayed on pikes along River Road as a warning. That ain't brand new. That ain't brand new. They have always done that. We see that in the Caribbean. We see that in Mexico. We see that in South America. We see that in the United States. They will then go execute people and then put their heads out their own stakes to then let the rest of the folks know you can't do this. You can't even dare to do something like this. And so guess what then happens? Many of us function like that. Many of us, that's what happens. Many of us, we then go and operate with regards to fear. We operate with regards to fear, and we don't ever stand up for our people. Instead, we find it easier to betray our people and betray our communities than to stand up against the oppression. Because if you come together, as they're going to say in IET, men appel chez palu, many hands make the load lighter. If all our hands come together, we can defeat them. But the deal is, many of us, we are frightened, we are scared. And so guess what's about to happen right now? We're adding them to the stage. They're here. Discover Black Savannah's in the house. And so they're a little muted. They are muted. So I guess let me see if I need to unmute them, if they want to mute themselves, So so it's not on me. So we're going to let them go ahead and do Discover Black Savannah. Y'all want to join us? Because I see you, but then your camera's not on yet. So we just let us know when you want to join us. If not, I'm going to keep flowing, keep rolling. So as it stands, again, some of us, all right, they're trying to connect their devices. That's what's going on. They're trying to connect their devices. But again, what happens is it's easier to betray your community and betray your people than to stand up against the oppression. When in actuality, it's easier to stand up against the oppression collectively, even individually. So, because I say that now, because those of you who say that you profess with regards to religion and having knowledge, that what then happens is this. Yo, you say you got knowledge. You say you follow the prophets and messages of the Most High, of the Creator. So guess what? Some of them did. They stood out. They didn't. Sometimes they went against entire society. They went against entire cities. Guess what happened? Some of them had to leave cities, and then those who decided not to leave the cities, they were turned into what? Pillar of salts. Pillar of salt. So guess what? Some of them had to leave that Sodom. Some had to leave that Gomorrah because again, it was not for them. So they stood up against the people. And so then when people talk, say, "Let my people go," they talk about with regards to Pharaoh, because we like to quote scripture about that. Let my people go. So guess what? Yo, this is what the deal is. Sometimes it is your job to stand up for you to be inspiration to others. And sometimes, some of us, well, not sometimes, many of us know that we may not see the liberation, but we are part of the machine to bring about the liberation. And so we're going to move on down with regards to some other things in tied to the culture, because we're going to have our Discover Black Savannah to now still kick in because they're trying to get their devices connected. But then also, some of y'all have seen this before, and so we give you a little bit more as to why we do what we do, because we've been in this business for a long time with regards to trying to uplift, not trying to, uplifting and guiding the people. And so we're going to give you, again, this little feature right here that, again, shows you what we've been about. We are home. We are home in Riceboro. We've been here for the Rice Fest. We are here at Gitchikunda, the home of hope, the epicenter for African culture in the Americas, not the United States, but the entire Americas. We are home. We are here celebrating Bride Jim. We are celebrating his life, his legacy at Gitchikunda. Again, right here, we tell our story, our history, always touching the lives of people. We go from Taimiri, Taiseti, Tabo. We go to all the lands of our ancestors that y'all like to call Kemet, Nubia, Kush, all that. We go from there, and then we make our way to the land of the Kuta. Kuta, y'all know what Kuta means? That means the land of the turtle. Again, we go from ancient times to the modern times of the present times. But then we always got Sankofa right there with us. Say war, fear not, Sankofa Ayinke. We go back to the past, and when some of you reject the past, you can't even handle your future. Oh, no, wait a minute. You can't even handle your present, because history is every day of your life. Day clean, each day starts anew, and each day is tied to history. So we need you to know your story, so when you want to be like your ancestors, when you face these challenges that are about to come forward with us right now, with each day of our lives, African people must come together. Africa vive, Africa lives, and it lives in you. We are the power. We are the center of the world. Taimiri, Taiseti. Yes, the land of the bow. Peace and blessings. Oh, wait a minute. The Spirit just said, how can you go and say that and not say Ta Natur, the land of God? So when y'all want to think about the Holy Land, understand that our ancestors call it the land of God. God loves all land, but Africa is the land that God rests. Yes, peace and blessings. Bride Jim. Always. And that piece was tied to Gitchikunda, our museum in Riceboro, Georgia. And so Gitchikunda came about early 2000, and the vision of Sister Pat Bacote, who's still with us physically, and Bride Jim Bacote. And what happened was that Bride Jim and Sister Pat said that what they want to do, that they want to have a facility, have a museum that showcased the culture and the history. And so that's why Gitchikunda came about, because of the vision of the minds of two people from this area, from Brunswick and Riceboro. So they came together. They were up in Philly. Jim had been in Detroit, and Jim is also the reason why, when I had some people and discussed with them, that's why the state of Georgia became desegregated. That is, when you talk about state parks, it's because of Jim Bacote, 14 years old. Oh, wait a minute. When I had talked about how you stand up against people, it don't matter if it's 1,000 people. So I just now gave y'all a name of a 14-year-old who said, my parents pay taxes in the state of Georgia in the 1960s, and that's why Jekyll Island became desegregated, which meant that all of Georgia became desegregated, all of the state parks. So when I was doing this in July up in the north, in the mountains at Alexander Stevens Park, which some of y'all know the vice president of the Confederacy was Alexander Stevens, and he he gave the cornerstone speech in Savannah, Georgia, that said that the Civil War was the Confederacy was based on African being in captivity. So when you hear them other people talk about that stuff, anybody gonna say, "Wait a minute, Alexander Stephens gave the cornerstone speech at a place called the Savannah Theater on Bull Street in Savannah, Georgia, and said that this is the reason why." And so I was at that park in July, and I gave the people there that information. And I said, Jim Bacot, who some of them knew, I said, he's the reason why you can come to state parks right now. 14 years old, Jekyll Island, Georgia, and that's what happened. So I tell you, history, culture, that's what we do, and that's why they made sure to come back home to create Geechee Kunda that said about people not saying, wait a minute, folks coming to Riceboro, Georgia for stuff. And so guess what? We got with us Discover Black Savannah in the house. Discover Black Savannah's in the house. They in the house. So I was just sharing some things. We got them right here. So now we're going to let y'all introduce yourselves right there. Discover Black Savannah.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Edward Gresham. I'm the board chair of Discover Black Savannah.
And I'm Katina Wheeler. I'm the CEO.
So I guess I can give you a little bit of background about Discover Black Savannah. Would you like that?
Not yet. Not yet.
Fine.
See, he don't know. Y'all know. And we said everybody that share. See, he already know how I am. He think just like all of my people know. We got to do this right here since you do that. So this is how we roll.
Yeah.
Sister Katina, who are you? Who are you?
I am Katina Wheeler. I'm the CEO of Discover Black Savannah.
See, she playing, y'all, but we're going to move on. Brother Eddie, who are you?
My name is Edward Gresham, strong community advocate here in Savannah. Been here since I was 18. Have been able to be immersed in the culture of Savannah, the history of Savannah, the people of Savannah. People like you, Brother Toure, have taken time with me to educate me, to help raise me. In this city, in this town. I've been here my entire adult life, so I'm basically you got to come here and the from here's, right? So I've been here all my adult life. This is all I know, and I'm a person that loves the history and the culture of Savannah. I want to see people be able to come here and experience it at a high level, and I want our people to be able to benefit from that outside of just the downtown tourist area. So that's a little bit about who I am.
All right. And so again, everybody check out the show. Y'all know how we roll. Y'all know how we do this. Those on Facebook, those also on YouTube. Y'all know how we do it. See, because they might try to get a little funny about it, but we do that black thing. And so we're going to do it like this. Brother Eddie, who your people?
Well, I come from Edward Gresham and Jennifer Gresham out of Atlanta, Georgia. My dad graduated from Doug High School. My mom graduated from West Fulton. So I come from that lineage of black people out of Atlanta.
All right. Yes, indeed. So, Sister Katina, who your people?
Well, I am from Wichita, Kansas, in the center of the U.S. And my mother and father both are from Wichita, Kansas as well. They were strong community advocates. My grandmother is in the history books of the civil rights movement there. And so those are my people.
Now, Brother Toure, now I did, Professor John Johannes had us do a ancestry project. And so I had to do some research into my ancestry. And I found out that my grandfather at some point was in Augusta and then came down here as a longshoreman, spent some time, and then went to Atlanta. So when I got down here, I started meeting all these Greshams. I said I had to wonder about, what all that was about. But yeah, that was just a little joke and a little history about my family.
No, it ain't, because that's what this is about. I got to tell you, because guess what then happened? Somebody going to say, wait a minute, Gresham? That might be Literally, that's why I'm telling people, check out the show. They're going to say, that's my cousin right there.
Yeah.
I even had guests when they were a little hesitant about doing something of this. Guess what? I just said, look, wait a minute. We family. So that's why that's that black thing. That's how we roll with that. So yes, that's what it is. So yeah, and I just had somebody from Augusta with me earlier there. I told him, Augusta is actually second Savannah. It's new Savannah because people in Augusta be all jealous about Savannah. But anyway, we're gonna throw this on out here right here. We're gonna throw it on out like this right here. So now we come to Brother Eddie. Who inspires you or what inspires you? Who inspires you? What inspires you?
Man, if I have to think about who inspires me, man, I think I'm most inspired first by my father, um, who I have seen go through a lot of life, achieve a lot of life, impact a lot of people, and through everything that he's gone through, be as strong as he is. At 70 something years old. Um, I'm also inspired by the leaders and the community people that have come before me, like you, like like Brother Ned. I can name a host of other individuals, but I'm inspired by the resiliency of the people here in Savannah, Georgia. I'm inspired by the stories. I'm inspired by the contemporary acts of the people here to continue to struggle and continue to give, um, open up space for people to grow and expand and have a piece of the pie. So that's a little bit of what inspires me.
Yes, indeed, brother. Yes, indeed. And so, Sister Katina, who inspires you? What inspires you?
I moved here to Savannah because I was so overtaken by the history and the culture here and the people. Seeing Black leadership is not common where I'm from. And I visited a couple of times and I said, I'm going to move here. And I up and moved here. And the reception that I have received and my journey that I've taken since I've been here has always been inspiring, has continued to be inspiring. Like Mr. Gresham, I've met some amazing people like yourself, like Dr. Bryant, Lillian Baptiste. I mean, like the Shin hosters, and we can keep going and going and going. But these individuals see that you are really sewing into the community, and they just kind of take you in and not only pour out their love and their energy and their resources, but it's an honor to feel like you're valued enough for them to continue the story of their legacy. And so that has been inspiring. I think that has been the inspiration for a lot of our movements and for the reason why we are so involved in this community and so proud of the work that not only we have done, but all of the community sowers here in Savannah.
And let me piggyback on that, man. That take you in thing is not a thing that just happens in Savannah. This is not a transactional city. This is not a city where you can come and just because you have big, great ideas that it's just gonna happen for you. You have to actually put in the work in this city. You have to become connected. You have to actually be genuine in what you do, and this city will embrace you from that genuine aspect. And so to be able to have been brought into the type of love, culture, and family that is the city of Savannah, and to be nourished and taken care of and backed and defended means a lot to us, especially. So, going to Savannah State, man, and starting there and volunteering and getting to know the history, the culture, getting to know the professors, and really diving into what Savannah State is, what Savannah is to the state of Georgia and this region, really produces a level of love and respect for everything around Savannah that you just can't put words on.
Yeah.
All right, very very great words from both of you, and so we're gonna be winding down with this part of it, and so now we gotta do this right here. Sister Katina, what song or songs give you that that when you hear that song, it's like bam, it hits you, it takes you to another level. What song or songs see what happened?
Yeah,
This
see,
is
they
what
hit
happens
you.
when you do with aliens.
See?
When you do with aliens, and that when we got aliens around, we have a show. Our newest show is called Our Alien Nation, which we fight that we don't subscribe to aliens. But anyway, Sister Katina, what song or songs give you that when you hear it?
Listen, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Order My Steps and never would have made it. Bring me to my knees every time. And as you get older, when we were younger, we learned that song right in church or and when we sang in the gospel choir. But as we got older, that the words of that song meant something completely different. And especially right now, Order My Steps, because I feel like all of my trials and triumphs have led me to right here. And so I know that my steps are ordered, and I continue to ask for my steps to be ordered. And I know that I never would have made it, ever would have made it, if not for my spirituality and the Creator. So those two songs just they hit me hard all the time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We got it. That's what y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. That's what it's about. And so now, brother Eddie, what song or song give you that that make you like take you to another level?
Man, you know, it depends on if I'm trapping in the morning or it depends on where I'm going right now. Man, I've been riding in silence for a little while now, man, just kind of reflecting in my own brain. So I don't really have a song right off rip that I could tell you that gives me that oomph. I have to think about it for a little while. Don't look like that. Are you frozen?
Yes, I'm frozen. People know I just got frozen on him. Y'all know. So I wasn't even gonna say it for him. He know he hear Atomic Dog. You know what's about to happen. I don't know why he's sitting right here trying to front on me right now. That's why I Atomic Dog was gonna be in there. That's something else. But we just gonna leave. We're gonna leave that alone. Y'all heard what he said. He rides in silence, but that's what y'all.
Listen, I'm on here with the alphas today, right? So I'm trying to be respectful. I didn't want to turn it up. I'm
you
trying.
should have played it and tested it. You should have. It should have just came on.
When people know you're kryptonite. See, that's what. See how they do. You can't. See.
He wouldn't have been able to sit in his seat if you would have just played.
For the people listening and viewing, don't pay any of this attention. We tourism. Get back to tourism. That's what we're doing.
It's all a part of it, and so y'all know. So again, we just throwing on out there. Y'all know I'm not in the lab. I'm not in the lab this evening. I'm not in the lab, and I'm not at JL headquarters. I'm not at JL headquarters, Justice League headquarters. I'm not there. I'm in the headquarters of Hot 2100 Savannah. Y'all know because y'all see what's been back to me. Y'all know that. Yeah. So, but again, he around here fronting, and so we about to jump into some other stuff right now. But we're gonna take a commercial break. We're gonna take a break because now, see, y'all know I'm the talent. People out there, Katina, Eddie, I tell you, it's the producer ain't producing, so I gotta do everything. I gotta produce and be talent. So we're going to a break right now, and we're gonna come right back. Got Sister Katina Wheeler, Brother Eddie Gresham right here, Discover Black Savannah. We'll be right back. This is Run Tell That, and we say share, share, share.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
We are back, and this is Run Tell That, and we have with us Discover Black Savannah. And so we say to everyone out there, we say support all of our supporters, and that is One Price Cleaners located in the Farmers Market in Garden City on Highway 80, Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Jr. Boulevard, Davis Johnson Bozeman Law Firm with offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro, and Shep Food and Gas. Don't ride by, stop by. And we're back, Discover Black Savannah. So, all right, what is Discover Black Savannah, Sister Katina?
Discover Black Savannah is a destination marketplace for Black businesses and tourism. It is the vision of being able to showcase Black businesses that are tied to the tourism industry that are not necessarily in downtown or city market, right? Because we know our businesses aren't there. It is the opportunity to tell our story through our lens, from our people, from our culture, from our heritage. And all of that together is what makes Discover Black Savannah Discover Black Savannah.
So, Brother Eddie, why did this come about? Why was there a need for this? Why would this discover Black Savannah? What led to this?
Right. So, Amir, just like I do, when people come to Savannah and they say, hey, where we need to be at, what are they saying to you?
A range of things, from with regard to entertainment, with regards to food, with regard to lodging, who do I need to go support, with regards to what's the environments for me, what are the things that I can entertain, what is something that can touch me, that then when I leave here, I have that memory. And then for some people also it comes down to with regard to being around the people. Because even myself, I tell folks, I want to be around the people. I want to see, so since he's going to push me like that, I tell folks this. I say, check this out. You go to a place, know the terrain. I'm not talking about topography, know the place. So that's part of memory.
And so that's something that we don't have to explain, right? When somebody comes back for homecoming, they say, hey, where we at tonight? Or somebody's coming in for a family reunion, they say, what we getting into? Or you meet somebody downtown on one of your tours and they say, hey, what we need to eat? They're asking you that from a cultural perspective, right? That does not have to be explained, right? And when people come into Savannah, whether they be white, black, or indifferent, they're coming to Savannah for a cultural experience, right? They're looking to experience as much of Savannah as they possibly can, and not just one segment of that culture, one segment of the history, one segment of places to stay, one segment of places to eat. They really want to get in and feel what Savannah is about. It's like when you go to New Orleans, right? You don't want to just be down on Bourbon Street, right? The French. You want to go around the corner and eat how the people eat, right? You want to also know, well, all right, when y'all want to go to the nice restaurant, what's the nice restaurant y'all go to, right? When you want to go out here and experience a play, what are the plays that you go to? So what we tried to do is put together an organization that focuses in on the cultural aspects of Savannah and highlights those things that you don't necessarily see through the tourism space that exists today.
Right.
Okay. And what are the elements of tourism that you all are involved in with regards to that, Brother Eddie?
So we're involved in entertainment, restaurants and eating, lodging and stay, health and wellness, right? When you come in, you want to go get you a good massage and you want to keep your faces clear and clean and do certain things, right? We want to have a listing for all of those things. So that's what we're involved in. We're also involved in bringing experiences here, bringing events here, highlighting certain things for the culture, but also for the surrounding area. So we had the very first Soul and Flavor Food Truck Festival this summer. It was well attended. I think we had over 2,600 people there. It was an amazing time, amazing experience, and all the vendors really, really enjoyed it. They were begging, man, when's the next one you're going to have? We've had a few tea parties as well. We've done a number of different events, and this year is going to be not more the same, but even more of that.
So, Sister Katina, how can someone be involved with regards to Discover Black Savannah? How can they reach out, touch, and connect with Discover Black Savannah?
We are on social media, so we're on Facebook and Instagram at Discover Black Savannah. Our website is blksav.com. You can follow all of our events on there and also get a directory of the categories that Mr. Gresham just spoke about. You can also email us at hello@blksav.com. We are responsive in our emails. We're receiving a lot of community support and a lot of organizations asking how can they partner, can Discover Black Savannah become a part of their events or marketing and promotions. And we say yes to all of that. Everything that fits within tourism and highlighting our people in our community, we are all for it. And anything we can do to help, not only just promote, but even on the back end, we're here for that as well.
All right, great. And again, we say share, share, share. This is Run Tell That. And we have with us Sister Katina Wheeler and Brother Eddie Gresham. And I'm a little mad with him because he interfered in something because I know he done looked at my stuff. He came in here. He came into the headquarters. He snuck into the headquarters and he didn't look at what I was going to have because he went and said something. And so right now, I'm going to keep my cool right now. This is a homecoming tour that we
Here we go. Here we go.
This is a homecoming tour. Y'all see some people right there. Y'all see former Savannah State right there, former Chief Justice of SGA Savannah State and President of Savannah State SGA, and also with regards to the Vice President. And then you got the folks from the Caribbean, people from the ATL. You got the family all in the house. You got Mississippi all right there. So he looked at my stuff right there. So I'm going to do this right here. So again, because I see how he is because I know him. I know him good. So we right there, Historic First Avenue. This is the other one right here. And Historic First Avenue Baptist Church. Y'all see us right there. And so when you look at Ife Khan and also Kenneth Flo, that's why something comes about called Orange Crush. Flo was the one who had the vision. Ife Khan was president. They are the creators of Orange Crush. Ife Khan gonna say Flo, and I've had people in my classes. I have Ife Khan come and speak about it, and just let people know this. But some of y'all already saw it. Other shows we talk. Orange Crush was a Pan-African event. Yeah, it was about consciousness. And so Eddie came in here and he had to go steal some stuff. But guess what? Now I'm going to do it. I got to do it like this for him. And we're going to be rolling to something else. Because I'm going to say, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Now some of y'all say, Merry Christmas. What do you say Merry Christmas for? So, under the Ethiopian Orthodox calendar, January 7th is Christmas. That's in Ethiopia. Again, we're African people, so again, and y'all see the celebration right there. And so I go and say, Discover Black Savannah seeks to have that same type of element for us also with regard to us coming together, and that we have those celebrations just like that. And you hear the people giving the word, and that right there, gathering the light, the joy of us right there. And so, Sister Katina, when people think about tourism, they think about food, they think about entertainment, but then they forget about, and so some people out there think about, they don't realize about lodging and transportation, key elements with regards to, again, tourism, and that we've been trained, to think like that, and they think a tourism is tied to history. I tell folks, no. Tourism, another thing about tourism is tied to food. And if you in Savannah, Georgia, let y'all just go know, because we don't play games. Alcohol. Tourism is tied to alcohol here. Savannah, Vegas, and New Orleans, first cities to allow to-go cups. The pandemic caused other cities to now go and do that. So, but again, people think that history is like the major part of tourism. No, it's not. It's all the other stuff. And so we just want to throw it out there like, what's your vision with regards, again, some of those other places, I'm going to say, those sundry businesses that are tied to tourism that people don't think about with regards to laundry and all the other things like that. So I'm just throwing gas stations and other things like that. So I'm just throwing it out there, and then we're going to be continuing.
You are absolutely right. And I didn't get a chance to really say everything this time.
Hold up for a second. My question was posed to Sister Katina. That's what I do. Y'all see how? Then if you say, bam, we're going to go to her first, then let you.
You one of them, huh? I knew it. I knew you
I have a little system.
No, I see what it is.
It's a little system. That people say, somebody just sent me a text back. They said, Jamal, why do you go to Eddie 2 questions like that? He hadn't answered the question, and then now you went right back to y'all know how I do it. But anyway, see, Eddie gonna come take over. But I'm gonna leave. I got love for Alpha Gamma. But I ain't gonna say nothing. So Sister Katina, and then we're gonna throw it over to my brother Eddie. But see, and my mama said it's too hot to vex my nerves now.
No, you're absolutely right, and that's what Eddie was getting ready to expound on, is that we have really sat and thought about what tourism means to us in our community, and we spend a lot of time talking about that because, you're right. People think of tourism in a traditional sense of, what sightseeing and the history of it. But tourism for us is much more than that. We have a family reunion. That's tourism, right? We're spending money in that city. We're not just entertaining within our family. We're going to local events. We're patronizing businesses. We're looking for lodging, all of that. When we have weddings, destination weddings, that's an opportunity for tourism. When we have funerals, right? Our funerals turn into an opportunity for tourism. We're looking for what cultural events are happening, what ties can we bring in from other Black businesses. And so for us, we know that it is much more than this traditional sense, or the sense that it may be in even other communities. For us, we know tourism expands everywhere. That was also why it was very important for us to have our office where our office is. And I do have to let Mr. Gresham answer that. He answers it a lot better than us. But you're right. Tourism is much more than just the one or two categories that people automatically think of. And so we have not only outlined that, but we have pulled in those businesses as well.
Yeah, and it goes back to what you said, Toure. When people come in town, they also want to know where we hanging out tonight. Where we gonna have a good drink at. Where can we go and dance at? Where can I go and it's safe and it's fun? Where can I go and it's more towards this culture than this culture? That is the type of directory and information that we seek to provide. That is just, for lack of a better word, just hasn't been there from our perspective. And being able to provide that at the level that we know it can be done.
Even the definitions within, lodging, people think of the hotels, right? Well, there's not a Black-owned hotel here, but we have a Black-owned bed and breakfast. We have a lot of Black-owned Airbnbs. We have Black-owned vacation homes. And so we are here to promote those opportunities that even are outside of the box of what the definitions are with the categories within tourism.
And I hate to say it, when people reach out for that type of information, oftentimes they get the response that there is no Black vacation, Airbnb, whatever. Not necessarily because they're trying to be negative, right? Not necessarily because they're trying to be quote unquote racist, but when you are just not from a certain community, you don't have the inroads and the ties into that community. You don't know what the fluctuations are, what comes up, what doesn't, what's left, what's here, what's not here. That's just the truth, right? I can't go into somebody else's country and expect to know where everything is, right? And it's that same way within community. Within certain communities, the people who are in that community know what those resources are. And so we are a space for the people from our community to speak up and advertise and show what we have.
Absolutely, and we're going to share this right here. And this was tied to something that I did back in November.
But we do have a lot of time to take photos. Tomorrow will be very still very educational, still so much to share that you really want to take.
So that group, it basically it's an international group, and so my people contacted me and they say, hey, listen, Jamal, the sister's coming down from ATL. She got folks from around the entire country, around the entire world, in particular in America. So I had folks with me from Brazil, from Jamaica, from Peru, from Ecuador, from Colombia. And so what happened, when I had them, I began to hit them with stuff. And so now they began to understand, I'm making connections. So I'm telling them about Imadadaje Boa Moche, which they like looking at me like, wait a minute, like, yo, the Sister of the Good Death. I'm like, yeah, Sister of the Good Death, bam, tied to Bahia. And now I'm talking about Lorenzo Dow Turner, Dr. Turner. And then I'm talking about the father of Gullah Studies. So now I'm hitting them with that and how he going down there and showing those connections. Then I said, in Peru, there's a song that has lyrics say, Salam Alaikum. I said, that's tied to African Muslims, right? They like looking at me. And then I go to Colombia. I say Cartagena. Y'all gonna say Cartagena. I say just like, and so now I'm hitting with stuff. Then Ecuador, I take Grand Colombia. And so now they're looking. Then the sister from Jamaica, I'm hitting her with, I say, Bokman. I say, Bokman from Jamaica. You go on the IET. And that he will then declare our connections and ties. It don't matter what you call the name of the Most High. We're all connected. And so that's what my thing is, just like saying showing connections and ties. So that's what y'all doing, Discover Black Savannah. Showing connections and ties that people think is so desperate, despair, when I'm disparate, that not connected. I tell folks, no, when you open up your mind's eye, you can see the connections and the ties. And that is what we're supposed to be doing. And so you all are doing that work with regards to that. Again, it's a part of the steps with regards to that. And so I'm throwing this out there to y'all. Brother Eddie, I'm coming to you first. If that's okay, Sister Katina, I'm gonna come to you first, because
Yes,
he
sir.
said he see how I be doing. Just like I had went to you first, so now I'm coming to
You
you.
didn't ask me
So
though.
I'm
You
just,
didn't ask me was it okay. You gotta get permission. I understand.
because now I realize
Right.
I got because Katina might come at me and hit me with that. So I'm trying to like
I
thwart
don't want
that
you to
right
get
now
hurt. I don't want
because
you to get hurt.
because Katina about to be setting it off next week. So I'm just like she gonna be setting it. I'm just saying. I saw you look at it. I'm just saying. So my brother Eddie, are some of the joyous things that you get from doing this work with Discover Black Savannah? What are some of the joyous experiences that you've gotten from doing this work called Discover Black Savannah? And Sister Katina, I'm going to come to you and ask you the same question, but I went to him first because I don't want to have no issue because you know.
So Teray, since you met me since I was in my early 20s, right? I have had a deep passion for the connection of history and knowledge about where things come from, why they're happening, what happened before. And so, as you talked about the diasporic movement around South America, the islands, and things like that, we had an opportunity to go to Sierra Leone and make connections in the same way. And hear songs that are sung by the Gullah Geechee people here, being sung from West Africa with people that never had seen each other, experienced each other for centuries, right? And it's the same words that are being spoken, the same energy that's being given off. So the food, oh my god, the food, the oxtails and the greens and the rice, it's like, man, that's like your grandmama made it, right? But how you tie those things together, right? How you weave that story is how you bring the economics out of it, right? It's a reason why the historic district in Savannah is the historic district, right? Because people have woven stories around those buildings, around those certain areas, right? And it makes it an attraction now because somebody said it was attraction, not because anything other than it's brick, right? But somebody woven something around it. They woven a narrative around it, and they put energy and money and resources behind it. And now it's a destination for people to come to. It's the same thing for Carver Village. That's a destination for people to go to and experience. That's a historic neighborhood. It should be preserved the same way. Kyra Brownsville and all the other neighborhoods up and down the MLK corridor and everywhere else is within Savannah, right? We have to do the job of weaving these stories and the history and connections around these things so that other people can appreciate it at the level that they should. But also, we have to position ourselves to be able to economically take advantage of those stories once that happens, right? To be on the front end of it and not the back end of it, and not for somebody else to come in and do it, but for us to be able to do that for ourselves. I hope I did. Why I love doing this work?
You said what?
He said, did he answer the question?
I mean, yeah,
He
because
heard
it's
me.
you. It's you giving your that. Because again,
Yeah.
what gives you that joy? That's what I can't critique what gives you joy. I can't critique that. I'm not. So that's what. So sister.
I just want to make it known the apples are shady. I want to say that out loud.
As I had said, I have love for Alpha Gamma. But I'm just.
I ain't forgot about that meme you posted where you was asleep because I taught you to death. But that's okay though. I want you. I see what you're doing on the show. I see it. It's okay.
This is why
You
black
treat me
folks
different
forget-
when I get my hair done.
This is why black folks ain't got freedom. This is
Right.
I'm just like, I wasn't that wasn't me. That was somebody did that AI stuff. But anyway,
Yeah.
Sister Katina, what gives you joy about all this work that you're doing with regards to that?
I think being able to document the history and also building out the vision. So when we first started, we went around and we did a lot of interviews. And some people didn't even know they were being interviewed. Like, I know you didn't know you were being interviewed. When we talked, though, the conversation was to capture not only the passion, but this knowledge that we just can't all hold as two individuals or, 10, because that's what our board encompasses. But being able to hear those stories and document those stories, that now is something that can be passed on to not only visitors, but people who just didn't know. They didn't know the history of MLK Street. And this was basically Savannah's Black Wall Street. Everything we needed was right here, and how it has changed so much over time. Didn't know the history of Pinpoint and the significance of that community, and that community is actually still intact, or that, Carver Village and Reverend Ellis kind of does a storytelling about, how Carver Village came about and the reason why it was so important to preserve the history of Carver Village. And, Miss Brenda Roberts talking about the weeping times. And so there are all these moments in Savannah that we get to capture and document that gives me great joy, because I know now we have a capsule that we are able to pass along. And then building out the vision of what's next. What can we do next? How can we tie entities in? How can we get creative in telling our stories and selling our capabilities? And how do we get a seat at the table, right? We hear a lot of that verbiage. And how do we open up opportunities for everyone else to get a seat at the table, to be able to benefit for tourism? Because we know tourism is a $65 million industry here in Savannah, but we represent, less than 5% of that entity. And so there are all these opportunities. So we're able to document, pass this legacy along, and then open up opportunities for other individuals. And so that has been my joy.
And just because I'm long-winded, right? Again, Terrell, you get the calls just like I do, just like everybody else do. When people come in town, they want to know where to go and how to and what to do. We want to be that hub, right? And it brings us great joy to be the hub, to expose new businesses, to expose people that are doing tours and everything else to a greater share of the market of people who are coming here, who are looking for them. They're literally looking for, when people come here, they are looking for, hey, where are the black businesses? Where are the people? Where are the folk that look like me? And how can I get into that mix, right? You go in town, you want to stay at an Airbnb, you want to stay at an Airbnb that black people own. That just is what it is, right? And there's just a lack of that organization. So that's what we're geared towards. Now, we're not a chamber. Want to make sure we say that out loud.
And we support the Black Chamber.
Absolutely.
That is not what we are. We're not a chamber. We are here to be able to be a platform for our businesses in tourism specifically.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're going to take our final break, and we'll be right back. We got Brother Eddie Gresham with us and Sister Katina Wheeler with Discover Black Savannah. See, first time I had said Katina's name first, then so this time I say Eddie's name first. So I just, it'd be a little method to the madness.
I love it.
I see what y'all got going on.
Discover Black Savannah. This is Run Tell That.
there is one of them.
And we are back. This is Run Tell That, and I'm here with Discover Black Savannah. We got Sister Katina Wheeler with us, Brother Eddie Gresham. And so we got somebody who also been checking out the show. I got to throw a shout out to him. That's Big E, Big E, Big E, and Sister Lynn. They're going to be back. They're going to be back. Sister Lynn going to be back, and Big E going to be back on Hot 2100 Savannah, because you know I'm in, as I said, I'm in the HQ. I'm in the headquarters of Hot 2100 Savannah, digital radio station, Hot 2100 Savannah, and the world. So it's not just here. And so we're going to have them back. They're going to be kicking off next month. Big E, our comedian right there, which is tied to tourism also, our brother right there, leading the charge, Hot 2100 Savannah. You can listen to us, you know, on your cellular devices, because again, it's digital. You can also listen Apple CarPlay. You guys, you can also say, Alexa, enable Hot 2100 Savannah. Guess what? Hot 2100 Savannah and the world. So that's why I got to throw that on out there. And so again, we got with us our sister, our brother. Well, Discover Black Savannah. And so again, for those people who just not joining us with regards to that, and so we want to let y'all go and get some, you know, captions with regards to what is Discover Black Savannah, what is the mission, what's the purpose for the folks, because again, let y'all know that y'all might not know this, but other people out there looking at the show know. Run Tell That is the little brother show of all the shows on the Our Black Media. We the little brother show. We just got 57 minutes. All the other shows got marathons of 12 hours and 5 hours. I'm just little brother show. That's why I get. Now Eddie probably say, Jamal act like everybody be picking on him. It is true that they do me like that. But anyway, see.
I saw Julius picking on you yesterday. I think it was yesterday. He was definitely picking on you.
Thank you. So again, Brother Eddie, Discover Black Savannah. What is it about, and how can people get? Oh, wait, Sister Katina, I'll ask you the other part. I apologize, Brother Eddie. Go ahead.
So Discover Black Savannah, again, is a destination marketplace organization. We're focused in on Black businesses and tourism, and what that means is, because a lot of people don't understand what tourism is for not just Black people, but for everybody, right? Everybody wants to come to Savannah to get a piece of the culture of Savannah, and they want to have a vast spread of that culture. They don't want just certain aspects of it. So what we look to do is highlight those businesses, those Black businesses in the tourism industry. We want to highlight the lounges. We want to highlight the bed and breakfasts. We want to highlight where people can go get something to eat. We want to highlight those tours, those monuments, those historical spaces, the museums. We want to give people a flavor of Savannah from every aspect that they think about when they go somewhere. When they're going for vacation, when they're going to see family, when they're coming to a homecoming, when they're going to a family reunion, whatever it may be, whatever they think about in their head that they want to experience, that they need to go run to the dry cleaner, get something clean right quick before a wedding, right? If they need to figure out where they're going to stay, if they want to have somebody help them organize a tour, if they want to find out, you know, where the little hidden gems around Savannah that only the locals know about. That is what we're here to do. Just like any other space has a Visit Savannah or a Visit Atlanta, we're Discover Black Savannah, and we're here to highlight those Black businesses in tourism.
All right, Sister Katina, how can people get in touch with you all, Discover Black Savannah? What's the route with regards to that?
You can follow us on social media at Discover Black Savannah on Facebook and Instagram. You can go to our website at blksav.com, or you can email us at hello@blksav.com, and we would happily speak with you.
Okay. So now what's going to happen, we're going to come to probably the most important question of all the questions that I asked on Run Tell That. This is the most important question. And I am taping it right now. I am taping it right now. I'm taping it so people see. You see Katina, you see Eddie right there. So the question is, what is the best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia? What is the best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia?
Do you ask all your
yes, everyone gets that question. As I said, the most important question of all that we ask.
I didn't see nobody. Listen, I'm honorary, and I'm honorary, so I can't really get into that. I'm honorary with the, the people.
Honorary with what people?
Listen, don't do it because it's gonna be painful. Don't do it.
Y'all see that, right? I just want
It's
to.
gonna be painful.
The people want to hear.
You know who the baddest high school in the land is. Now, why you want me to? Why this your show? Why you got the Warriors behind you? Why you want me to do that? Now I got friends. Stop. I got people that I love. You don't do this. Don't sow division. Don't sow division in the community.
Oh no. It is called truth. Something. Let me go through that. Since we do farming and all that, some things got to be pruned. So that's what we just do: pruning and culling.
Listen, you gotta stop, okay?
I didn't go to high school here, so I don't.
That's why you can go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
Do that. You doing it wrong.
But if I shouldn't throw one out there, oh no, I don't have a favorite.
You're on my show right now, and so see, as I told y'all, the rebellion going on right now. The rebellion. So what, Sister Katina?
There's people that that's from here, right? It's like and people was raised here. So listen, you can't.
I will say that anytime I've ever needed something, Beach and Johnson have always answered.
No, they will not be back on. They will not be back on. It's Herschel V. Jenkins High School, Heavens V. Jenkins High School. Everybody know that. Everybody know Heavens V. Jenkins High School. Everybody see it's natural rebellion because she's around him. That's why he touching her on the knee, hitting her, say, "Go and say the other school." That's what happened. They got a little code going on. If we understand the hate, but again, this has been Run Tell That. It's been Brother Eddie, Sister Katina.
I said that's who's answered the call. I don't have a favorite.
That's what we know. Again, it's Heavens V. Jenkins High School, 18 Eastern Avenue.
We just lost half of Savannah now. I don't even know how we gonna get people back out to the food truck festival.
They're gonna come. They're gonna come because they respect us. But this Run Tell That, we signing out. Discover Black Savannah, Sister Katina Wheeler, Brother Eddie Gresham. We said everyone share. Check out all our shows on Our Black Media and check out Hot 2100 Savannah and the world. It's right there. Just go ahead. The apps and all that. Apple and also with regards to Android. So again, Run Tell That. We love y'all. Peace and blessings.
Appreciate it.
Like that.